Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to do a stretch for our splits. So go ahead and come into child's pose and take some deep breaths, grounding yourself for this practice ahead of you. Now we're going to come up onto our all fours and we're just going to take some cat-cow just to warm up our upper body before we start working into our lower body. So now we're going to come into a downward dog and we're just going to bend our knees, bringing our chest and our stomach to our thighs before we go ahead and just start walking it out, pedaling your feet, getting a good stretch through your calves, just feeling everything out. Now get ready to bend your right leg, take it up and come for some hip circles for 4 clockwise and 4 anti-clockwise. Once we've done a total of 8, we're going to switch sides and do the same thing. Nice. So as we come to an end, we're going to come down into child's pose and take some deep breaths. I know that was a lot of work, especially on our arms as well. So now we're going to set up for our first pigeon pose, bringing our left leg forward, taking our right leg back, ensuring that we have good alignment because we're going to take an active stretch here. Once you've found your balance, just raise your arms up as I'm doing here and hold for a count of 10. Nice. Now bring your arms down, bring the forearms to the floor and take some side by side rocks as I'm doing here, again for 10. Now we're going to go for a good quad stretch by bending our knee and bringing our heel to our bottom, then taking it down. We're going to do this a few times in this position before we go ahead and come up onto our hands. So now we can come up onto our hands and again bend that knee, engage your glutes and hold. You should feel a nice stretch throughout your quads here. You can go ahead and release this stretch and we're going to repeat everything else on the other side. So right leg forward, nice and aligned. We're going to take our arms up for an active stretch and then come onto our forearms and do the same thing as we just did. So here we're just taking our rocks as we did on the other side before we go ahead and start to bend our knee, bringing our heel close to our bottom. And now get ready to come up onto your fingertips, taking another quad stretch, bending at the knee, engaging your glutes and feeling that stretch throughout your whole quad. And go ahead and release, guys. Well done. Coming into a child's pose, taking deep breaths. Now we're going to set up for a seated butterfly. Coming onto our forearms and just taking some gentle rocks, starting to open up our inner thighs and our hips. Now come up onto your hands and hold, getting an even deeper stretch before we release and set up for our first lunge. Go ahead and take your right leg forward, left leg back, and come into a nice lunge, taking some deep breaths. We will be moving onto our forearms. And now let's release and switch to the other side. Now bringing it down to your forearms. Now go ahead and release and come onto your stomach. Lay down flat. We're going to engage our glutes and we're just going to lift up into a cobra pose just to take the tension off our hip flexors and stretch it all out. Now bringing it back into child's pose. Now we're going to release this and come into a deep yogi squat. So just as I'm doing here, and take some turns left and right. You can place your elbows on your thighs or you can place them on the floor, wherever works best for you. Now we've done prayer hands for a little while, we're just going to take some rocks back and forth, just like this. You should really feel a good opening through your hips when you lean forward. Now we've done these deep yoga squats, we're going to come into my favorite, which is frog pose. So just ensure your glutes and your knees, so your hips and your knees are aligned, and then your ankle and your knee. So it's a 90-degree angle from both sides. Feel free to take some gentle rocks back and forth. This will further deepen your frog pose. Oh, well done guys. I know frog pose is not easy. So now we're going to stretch our quad. So just shuffle forward a bit as I'm about to do here. And if you can, I want you to come onto your forearms, feel a good stretch through your quads, and if you can lay down completely on your back and get a nice deep stretch through the front. Slowly release from this position, coming into another child's pose, releasing your lower back and taking some deep breaths before we go into some hamstring stretching. So now we're going to set up for our half split. So this stretch is going to be active before we make it more passive. So when I say active, as I'm in this position right now, I'm actually acting like I'm pulling my heel backwards, but I'm not actually moving, but I'm still getting that active stretch through my hamstring. So it should feel like you're literally pulling your heel back against the floor without it actually moving. And now let's switch. So let's go ahead and release this stretch and come into a seated straddle. So I'm going to take a seat and take my legs wide. I'm now going to stretch over my left leg, taking deep breaths before I come over to stretch over my right leg. And over to the other leg. Now let's go ahead and release that stretch, and let's come into attempting our split. So I'm going to start with the right side, so taking my right leg forward, coming into that lunge. So what you can do, you can either lean back and keep pushing your back leg back, taking my front leg straight now. I'm just going to take my time and work my way down to the floor and go as far as I can go today. Now lean over to the side of your front leg and sweep your back leg forward. Well done, guys. It takes time to get your split, so wherever you got to today, just keep going. You're doing amazing by showing up for yourself. And now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So left leg forward this time, slowly making my way into the splits or wherever you are today, knowing you're going to get there with time. So if you made it this far, I just want to say a big well done to you. You can now lay on your back and bring your feet together, coming into a butterfly pose, taking deep breaths. Thank yourself, be grateful for where your body is and the fact that you can even move like this. Thank you for being here with me doing this stretch, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.